Good evening. I am here tonight with Haji Golightly, founder and CEO of One Lion Productions. How are you doing this evening?
I'm in a good place. What about you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
Well, thank you for joining me tonight. And I wanted to have you on so we can kind of share some information about One Lion Productions and the project Consequences, a short film that was recently released.
hmm
So, first, can you tell us a little bit about One Lion Productions?
One Lion Films is a faith-based film company in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, we started out with a mission, and that's to tell compelling stories that enriches the lives of our viewers and inspires them to be better versions of themselves and show faith or documents faith from a contemporary sense. So that's where we are, and that's kind of what we're doing. And our first project was Consequences.
Okay. So, what do you mean when you say faith based?
Faith based for me is about showing the challenges that people have in everyday life, in modern society, and the difficulty or the ease in which they navigate. I think that brings inherent drama. It brings inherent conflict and gives us a chance to explore the character and the ability to learn and to develop. So those are my concepts of faith based, and faith based isn't limited to a genre. I think that you can have action based, faith based film. I think that you can have drama as well as suspense thrillers. You can even incorporate horror into faith based. Depends upon how far you want to go to push that envelope. But one of my favorite faith based films in my book was the Book of Eli, that was dystopian and it
Hmm.
showed faith.
That was a great film. I agree. That was excellent. You have to know something about biblical scriptures
Mhm.
in order to kind of really get it. But you can still get it even without that
Yeah, and I think
knowledge.
that that's the mastery of it, which I attempted in Consequences. That there are some deeper levels and subtext of it that if you know the scriptures, you'll pick up on it. But if you don't, it's not prerequisite
Right. It's still
to follow the
entertaining.
story. Yes.
Still entertaining. Good. So I have seen Consequences. Um, and I know earlier, I think off screen, we talked a little bit about it, and you mentioned that it was shot with a very limited budget.
hmm
So tell me a little bit about, because, the audience, the listeners here, we don't know anything about filmmaking. So
hmm
tell us a little bit about the budgeting and the.
Well, it's not a lot of budgeting if you don't have a lot of money. So it gets real easy, and you just use what you have. We use a principle called available realities. What we have, that's what we're going to do. And so, as a producer and as a director, it was my job to use relationship currency to try to inspire people to be a part of this project, to see the value in it, and write something that people would not mind being a part of, or it wouldn't sully their brand or make them look um, like it was a contrary message. So that was, part of the struggle of an independent filmmaker, and I understood that. And shout out to my wife, Danis, who partnered with me, and we basically, like you said, we funded it because we believed in something. We believed in the call, and we answered, and boom, the short film is the result of that.
Okay. Teamwork makes the dream
It does.
work. Okay. So I know that Consequences was a proof of concept
hmm
in order to kind of demonstrate a capability for future projects
hmm
and to get backing for future projects. So you're planning to shoot a feature film,
We are.
feature length film. And if you had only a limited budget with Consequences, how do you think, I mean, how are you going to pull that off? How are you going to make that happen?
Um, Carefully, prayerfully. No, we're going to do the prerequisite work in order to make sure that um, we do the best with the resources that we have. I think that at this stage we want to do something that really inspires, that looks like it costed $1 million, but it may have cost a fraction of that. With today's digital technology, you're able to do a lot of great things. So we're going to, just use what we have and go forward because we believe in something. We believe that we can make it happen. And if we did that with basically no money, that if we are able to, and not if, when we're able to garner the resources necessary, it's going to be phenomenal.
Okay. So you said when you're able to garner.
When.
So what steps have you taken? What's in place now for you to gain that capital that you'll need?
Good question. We're reaching out to investors as well as we're putting together a funding campaign similar to crowdfunding. We're going straight to our audience and we'll share that with them. They'll be able to go check that out on our website, onelionprod.com, ONELIONPROD.com, as well as we'll be pushing that messaging out in social media.
Okay, so are you on all social media platforms with the same handle, One Lion Prod?
Yeah, PROD, short for productions. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or formerly known as X. So we're trying to keep that messaging out there consistent so we're not hard to find.
Okay. Okay, so if any of our listeners tonight are interested in donating, and they just don't really want to wait for that fundraising campaign to get totally launched, are you, is One Lion Prod open on like Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, and those ways? Can someone donate through those avenues as well?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. We are accepting contributions and donations for those. A lot of people have seen it and they've already given. So shout out to you guys. I really, really appreciate you. We can't do it without you. But Cash App, $ One Lion Prod, Venmo, One Lion Prod. I think that with PayPal is onelionprod@gmail.com. You have to use a email address, but yeah, we're pretty consistent in our messaging.
Okay. Well, it sounds exciting times for One Lion Productions. I wish you all the best, much success in all of your endeavors, and thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing a little bit about your vision for your production company. And we look forward to being entertained and educated as well by some of the future releases.
Thank you.
Thank you.